Hi, you guys. It's Tiara, and I am back with another reading. This reading is for my collective, and this is a very specific collective that I am not going to name. If you are a part of this collective, then you know exactly who you are. And I want to give you some clues that this is for you. This is for a collective of people who have realized and actualized their psychic abilities. Okay. This is a collective of people who have gone through some type of initiation from spirit or like a self initiation. If you've been initiated by another person, this isn't for you. This is someone who was born with something that you had to master, where a part of the gift was you growing up in turmoil and in chaos. And as you got older, you started to notice that the chaos is a catalyst for refinement. And so you've learned to kind of embrace when things not go wrong, but you view it as an opportunity to transmute energy. And then you realize that once this energy is transmuted, that it kind of like catapults you, right? It gives you double the momentum. So it's like I'm allowing myself to go through something. I'm allowing this person to disrespect me because I know on the back end I'm going to get what I'm owed. And maybe it's not to the extent where you're just allowing someone to disrespect you, but I mean, like, you could have destroyed them a long time ago and you didn't. You simply didn't. You allowed it to play out. But I also feel like this is a group where you realize how powerful your thoughts are. And I'm going to leave it at that. If you have not realized how powerful your thoughts are, I mean, without saying it, but just by observing and watching it play out, having an opinion of someone and then seeing something play out 2 or 3 years later, realizing that your opinion holds a lot of weight in the spirit realm. If you have realized this, this reading is for you, okay? And this reading, it's going to be, it's a, why are they obsessing over you, really? But I kind of want to generalize it to what's going on behind the scenes. So we're kind of going to go back and forth between the two topics. So spirit, please allow me to tap into this collective and expand on the channel messages that you have given me. Under my divine authority, this reading is protected from all low vibrational, fragmented, distorted, chaotic energies. Only truth and clarity is welcome through this reading, through this channel, in this space. Thank you, Spirit. Can you give us some more on what we need to know? Why? Because people are obsessing over this collective. Why are they obsessing over us? What is going on behind the scenes? And why are people obsessing over this collective? 333. I can't make this up. This could be because you're offering some type of support to people, or people are looking at you for help. People could view you as kind of in the same way that they view like a mother figure. But you are respected. Your authority is respected. And this is something that's come over time, but people are, they're obsessing over you because they want your support for something. They want your support. And support could just be, advice. People could be, oh, I don't want to, I'm going to wait to move or wait to decide until I see the collective make a move because then I know where to go. You're being viewed as like a reference point. A page of swords. I can't make this up. I first quote out. Page of swords. Exactly. They're watching you. This is people watching online. This is people. High priestess. The moon here. They're secretly watching you. They're paying attention. 444. They also view you as being connected to the higher realms, the occult, however you want to name it, whatever name you want to give it. you are seen in this light. You are seen as a mother of secrets or like a keeper of secrets. Okay. And these are not people that are immediately in your environment. These are people that are at a distance from you. These are people that you could have rejected, denied something. You didn't want to continue the relationship, whether it be, platonic. It could be friends you cut off, it could be jobs you left. Um, it could be it could be anything. But people at a distance from you that are feeling left out. They're watching you move forward. However, I'm going to say this again, these people, they are obsessed with you and they're not saying it, but it's coming from a love type of energy. It's not like super creepy, but it's admiration. It's a kind of like them. Honestly, these are probably some of your like secret devotees, but they never tell you that because they're too much in their ego. People in their ego, they can't give other people props. And it's gonna be extremely difficult for them to give you your props after they done talked all that shit. After they tried to backstab you, after they betrayed you. Of course it's hard to give me my props now. You know what you were saying. You know what you were doing and you know why you were doing it. It just didn't work. Well, I'm not going to say it didn't work, but it didn't affect me how you thought it was going to affect me. It worked on you. The same hole that was dug for the collective, they ended up digging it for themselves. They fell into their own trap. But that's usually how it works, right? But these people, I mean, someone here is even secretly in love with you. King of Cups. I can't make this up. Somebody's in love with you. 7-Eleven, they viewing you as like a good luck charm. They think you're good luck. They pay attention to you because they think you know something that they don't. But they never gonna give you your props. These people here, they're not your people. Your people don't mind praising you. Your people, they just not gonna mind. This isn't your people. This is a group of people that they're takers. They're naturally takers. They're not gonna pour into you. They're not. And Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles out, they think you're secretly hiding wealth anyway. And most of the time, when people seem like they're already somewhere or already, established, because, most of the time, how it is with the collective, we have people who got more than us that be hating. You know what I'm saying? But they could think that you've been secretly hiding some wealth this entire time. And that if they would have known, because you look like you ain't have shit. I'm gonna keep it very honest. You might have looked homeless or homey, in their eyes. Especially like my black girls. I'm a black girl, you know, um, when we wear like our natural hair and stuff, people be like, "Oh, your hair is not done." And it's just like, what? How can my hair that grows out of my head ever be considered not done? When other people, when they wear their natural hair all day and it's just down, nobody says nothing. And then they go get their hair done and it look the same and people be praising it. Like, it looks exactly the same way it did yesterday before she claimed it got it done. Like, yeah, I see the little highlights, but nothing's new. You look the same 365. But me, if I wear my natural hair, oh, it's not done. It's only done if I go get a wig. If I go get some extensions. Now my hair is done. You see the weirdness in that? People are weird. People really hate themselves. And I think because you love yourself so much, collective, you are being like a mirror to people who hate themselves. You are showing people what self love looks like, even after betrayal. And this is why they can't stop watching you. They were really watching you to witness your downfall. That's why they were watching, to see if what they were doing was working in order for it to stroke their own ego. Because how it works is A lot of people, they want a reaction out of you so that they can cipher your energy, so that they can create a fracture in your psyche that's going to leak, okay, and be geared towards them. And then they use that energy to build up other people, to build things. That's what they're trying to do. The thing is, I just heard it won't work. It didn't work. And they know that on some soul level, they are aware that and they're watching you because they are scared. Spirit has called judgment on people. And I get it. Sometimes you do have to experience things in order to learn lessons, but this lesson is only coming to this group of people because you stay strong, because you were resilient, because you kept going. Because if you would have waddled and allowed chaos and fear to take over, they'd just be laughing at you. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know. They're only obsessed because it didn't work, because 11:11 on the clock. They're only obsessed because you are able to outthink the average person, because you are tapped in to something that most people, to at a level that most people won't ever get past. Most people stop at a certain point. They may stop at a certain frequency, or deity, whatever you want to call it. They're never going to get to one true source, right? There are a lot of daughters, but there are not a lot of mothers. I'm going to say that. What's going on behind the scenes is that people are watching you. They have watched you overcome, and they have watched you build yourself in silence. And you're recognized as this spiritual heavy hitter, but your spirituality is reflective in your life. It's not just a concept. It's not just air energy. No, it's pentacles coming out. They can see it. The group of people that are obsessed with you, they are actually your witnesses. And this collective of people is needed, because you need people who can say, no, I remember when she was here and now she's here. They're your witnesses. Nope, because I know we did this to her, we did this to her, and it ain't work. They going back to whoever sent them and saying, no, that's the one, because we tried everything and it didn't work. We tried everything and it didn't work. So now those same people are now submitting to you. And it's not even really submitting to you, is they bowing down to the power. I just heard that 21 Savage, he threw in a white flag, but I still want beef. Yeah. Why do people typically throw in white flags? Why? Because they're admitting defeat. I'm telling you. But if they would have won, they wouldn't give a fuck. Straight up. But what's going on behind the scenes is a lot of people who are forced to love you from a distance. They're forced to love you from a distance. And I'm telling you, it's somebody out here who is really realizing that you could have been the person that somebody prayed for, but because they didn't know how to recognize spirit, they overlooked it. And when I say overlooked it, this is like this devil energy that's out here. They ain't just overlooked it, like they treated it like a piece of shit. You could have just left it alone, but you didn't want to do that. You wanted to feed that ego. And now they're realizing, like, oh my gosh, that was my prayer. Like, that was the person I prayed for. You were somebody's answered prayer. You were somebody's manifestation, and they're just now seeing it. And I think this is a group of people. Even if some of your friends, they didn't want you to be the Beyonce of the group, right? They didn't want you to have a bigger pool than that, right? And now Motherfuckers want to spend the block because now you want to be a part of something. They want to be a part of this 10 of Pentacles. They want to be a part of this legacy here. They want to be in that number because they realize that they are under judgment. So I don't know if this is like, if I can consider it a group of people that's just obsessed with you because they're obsessed with how your mind works and how you lead. And really, this is all mental energy, how your mental energy manifests. And quite frankly, with you being like a keeper of secrets, I keep getting mother of secrets, the moon next to the high priestess. Lots of feminine, lots of mother energy. Okay. That's why they're obsessed. Page of Swords, they've been watching you for a very long time and they feel left out. They feel abandoned. But also here, I do believe that they know that they made a decision. But yeah, that's what's going on behind the scenes. You have a collective of people who are obsessed and dedicated to you, who follow you silently, who actually love the person that you are, who trust you. It's a stable, unspoken trust. You're being trusted as a guru, as the one that they couldn't see. Okay? And now their mind is working overtime trying to figure out, why did I do that? Why was I thinking that? Going back over the details of the past of how did they get to the point where they are not allowed to be a part of this friendship, this family, this legacy. So yeah, that's what's going on. If you like a personal reading, the description is in the sorry, the information is in the description and in the bio. All right. Thank you. Until next time. Bye.